Welcome back into Green Gameday. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We had some problems there. Last thing you heard us talk about was UNT versus Army and the run defense. Let's continue on that. The run defense was lackluster to say the least. Josh, what did you see from that game, and what allowed Army to move the ball so well against UNT, especially in the second half?
I think it's just what they do well. They run that triple option so well, and it's their bread and butter at the end of the day. But I think going forward for this UNT defense, they've had two tough run-style offenses on the road. Of course, that is kind of the weakest point of this team, but I think if they can kind of get that sorted out and take away the football, like I mentioned earlier, that's going to be huge for them going forward.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I mean, it's really a contrast of styles, the way the Army runs the football, and then UNT's defensive line is very much so more of a pass rush style defensive line. A lot of smaller guys, not too many guys, much more than 300 pounds on the interior of that defensive line for UNT. So moving forward, against some run-heavy teams like that, might give UNT some trouble, but I'm confident that they're improving moving forward.
I agree with Houston. I mean, he says the weight and size of our guys. I mean, when they double team, guards pull, and our linebackers need to be disciplined on that. Read the keys, read guard, tackle, pull, read if the tight end's in motion. So they just got to be disciplined on the defensive side of the ball for me.
Yeah. Now, the thing I wonder about the most with UNT is how good are we? How good is this UNT football team? Because we beat Washington State big, and they weren't very good. Okay, they're just not a very good football team. But you won big. That's what you're supposed to do against bad teams.
Yeah.
We hung around with Western Michigan way too long. They had us dead to rights and nearly beat us. Army's not a very good football team, and we almost blew a lead to them. We're 4-0. We could be 5-0 for the first time since 1959. How good is this football team? Because I can't tell.
I think it's hard because of these matchups. Obviously, when you go back and look at all of these matchups and you look at the records and you look at kind of how they're performing, it's hard to kind of find a clean area where we're at. But I do think, obviously, in 2 weeks coming out of this bye after this game tonight, we have South Florida. That is the biggest test of this year going into conference play. That should really show us where we are.
I agree.
Well, I think kind of, adding on to what Josh said there is, we had a couple of close games against some teams that maybe weren't so good in Army and Western Michigan. But I think what you see in both those games, on the road, it's a new team. A lot of guys weren't here last year, so they're still kind of getting used to the chemistry that it takes to play on the road. And also in both cases, you notice there was a quarterback change that Western Michigan and Army both went through, and it was around that time that the defense really started to struggle. When Western Michigan made their quarterback change, that's when they started going on those long drives that just took forever to get, for the defense to get off the field. Same thing with Army. They take out Helms, Coleman starts moving the football, and then all of a sudden Army's back in the football game. So I think the more important question is not how good are we now, it's how good are we gonna be. And I don't even think we've scratched the surface of that yet.
Yeah.
I love that take, and I think Western Michigan's actually a pretty decent football team. I think they're one-dimensional, but I think they're really that one dimension. In week 1, they played Michigan State. They kept that one pretty close. They've got some wins now. But UNT, their offense ceiling is like through the roof. I think the offense can do great things. I mean, the way Eric Morris runs that air raid offense, I love the way he does that. Defense, I mean, I'm a big Skylar Cassidy fan. I like the way he runs his defense. No more 3-man fronts for the most part, which is one of my biggest pet peeves. But I mean, I think it's just being disciplined. I think this team's very good. I think they can be good, and they know they can be good. They just need to execute on all opportunities that they have and be disciplined.
UNT is going to have to do something that they haven't done before, and that's handling success. They've never been in a position where the target's going to be on their back. Right now, the Rabbits got the gun right now, okay? UNT for the longest time has been the underdog. Now they're the favorite. They're double-digit point favorites against South Alabama. We're going to see if they can handle the success and carry this over into the next week. Speaking of, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about some of our best bets, our locks of the week. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Green Game Day.